Man, there isn't many movies out there that fuck with your melon, but this is fucking one of them. And I put off this movie several times. We've all done it. We've all turned around and said to his friends, his family, and whatever, when they suggest a film to you, like, yeah, I'll watch it later. Man, I put this off for fucking years, and I wish I'd have just watched it, because it's not like any film I think I've watched before. The only one closest is a bit with Identity, where you're like, oh my god, didn't see that coming at all, and then it's like, okay, you flipped a fucking lid there, son, and it's fucking good. Because to me, I think with Memento, it starts off like so weird because you don't know where you are in the story. But that's what should turn you away from the film. But in fact, it drags you closer and it intrigues me because I'm like, where are we in this story? Who is this guy? This guy that can't remember anything apart from the last thing that he saw, which was his wife getting killed. And anything before that point of his wife getting killed, apparently he saw and he remembers. But he's now got short-term memory loss, but everything beforehand he can remember. This is a bonkers thing because he has to write down everything and take Polaroid pictures to simply remember faces and to remember things because he doesn't have a clue and he's trying to solve his wife's murder so that he can go and kill the person that did it. That sounds simple enough, but then there's this whole twist because we're following this story in 1 minute present day, 1 minute in the past, 1 minute in the future, and we never really know where we're at. Until when all these jigsaw pieces slowly pick up and we go, okay, we found a clue there that goes before then, and we're basically piecing together the whole entire film. And when you've got that assembled picture of what the entire film is, it blows your melon, but you've got to wait until the very end of the film to sort of see that timeline of events and to see how this cycle continues going round and round. But yeah, before we just get on to the massive twist, I think there's no film like this. And I tell you what is great about this as well, is that the clues that they're giving you seem to be pointing to one guy, which is a guy called John G. And what is funny about that guy is because Teddy is also called John G, so you're thinking mystery solved, it's going to be Teddy, because he seemingly, in his notes that he keeps writing, and in this timeline of events, seems to be the guy that killed his wife. That's what it seems to be leading to. But again, that is mentioned in the twist and where it all goes, which we'll mention in a second. But this John G seems to be taking over and all these clues seem to be pointing in one direction. And I love that about the film because it completely does a 180 and gives us a reason why as well. However, on the twist, and no, we're not talking about John Travolta's awesome twist in Pulp Fiction, even though it was fucking mega. I don't know why I mentioned that, that just came to my mind. We are talking about the Memento plot twist at the end. That Leonard, literally what we knew about him was mostly all fake. The fact that he loses his memory after his wife's so-called death, and I say so-called because his wife didn't actually die. She survived that attack. And that he literally couldn't remember anything after that point and has been hunting down people left, right and centre who are called John G, who he thought murdered his wife. Which again is kind of false. Because what we know about this is that he's been looping this whole loop around because every time he kills the guy named John G, he forgets. And you're thinking, well, how does this work? Because John G can't keep dying and reviving. True, Teddy is literally doing what a normal person is doing to try to break the cycle, in which he's trying to find any bum which is a bad guy or anyone that's known around the area which is causing issues. He names him as the John G of the killer and uses the evidence that Leonard's collected and what the police have collected. And he then gives it to Leonard, who goes and kills that person, but then can't remember. But Teddy is hoping that one day he will snap out of that, and remember that he's now finished and killed the so-called killer. Because if not, he's just going to go on this constant thing of killing a guy named John G. But what is even deeper than that is that every time he gets to the end, he literally writes down not to trust Teddy after Teddy tried explaining to them at the end, and that's why he doesn't trust Teddy, because he knows the truth. That's what's great about this film, that all that we knew, seeing through the mental mind of Leonard, actual bonkers mind, is mostly bonkers and in different parts, and that's why the whole movie is confusing, because we're seeing it through his eyes, and when it gets revealed at the end, before he ends up forgetting again, it is a bonkers film. It is really bonkers, but that's what makes it fucking great. And if you ain't seen Memento, I would give it a strong suggestion for you to go watch Memento. Before we jump back into this video, guys, please do us a massive favour and smash that subscribe button, because you do not want to miss a thing this week, next week, and the week after, because we've got tons and tons of content planned for you guys, and you can do us a massive favour by smashing that subscribe button, joining the community, getting updates to all the latest videos, from the YouTube shorts to the actual videos. It is well worth it, completely free, and you will not regret it. To summarise this movie then, 8.1 out of 10 and a classic film. Do let us know though down in those comments down below what your guys' thoughts are on the movie Memento, because in my opinion, Christopher Nolan's a fucking genius, and this is one of his greatest films. But if you want to see another movie that we've reviewed of Christopher Nolan's, then go check out our Oppenheimer movie review, in which, in my opinion, is the greatest Christopher Nolan movie of all time, and here's why.